In the summer of 2026, the International Conference on Robotics and Automation hosted the La Home Challenge, a competition focused on one of the most deceptively difficult problems in modern engineering: folding clothes. Out of 62 participating teams from around the world, the top-performing robot achieved an average folding accuracy of just 52.75% across 4 garment categories. A multi-million-dollar robot, trained on thousands of demonstrations and powered by some of the most advanced artificial intelligence available, could fold a long-sleeved shirt correctly barely more than half the time. The same robot that can process vast quantities of data and execute complex calculations in milliseconds cannot reliably determine how a piece of fabric will behave when grasped, because the friction, thickness, elasticity, static electricity, and even the presence of a loose thread or a label can change the outcome of a single fold. This is not a failure of engineering. It is a confirmation of one of the most important and least understood facts about the future of work. In 1988, the roboticist Hans Moravec observed something that has since become known as Moravec's paradox.
So imagine the human abilities as kind of a landscape with some peaks, which are the things we do well, and some valleys, which are the things we do really, really badly. There are things that we do extremely well, which are things that were important in our survival for most of our evolutionary history, things like moving around and socially interacting and perceiving the world. And there are things that we have only recently learned how to do, things like general reasoning. An extreme example is arithmetic, where we are very, very, very inefficient. Computers are different. They are universal machines. With an efficient program, they can do almost any one of these tasks equally well in some abstract informational sense.
He noticed that computers could already defeat grandmasters at chess and prove mathematical theorems, but they could not reliably pick up a coffee cup or walk across a cluttered room. The tasks that humans find effortless, grasping objects, judging distance, folding laundry, are actually the hardest problems in robotics. The tasks that humans find difficult, advanced calculus, legal reasoning, financial analysis, are relatively easy for artificial intelligence. The reason is evolutionary. The human brain has been optimized over millions of years for physical movement, spatial awareness, and sensory-motor coordination. Abstract reasoning is evolutionarily recent and follows clear rules. The physical world is stochastic, messy, and refuses to conform to standardized inputs. A chessboard has 64 squares and fixed rules. A real-world environment has infinite variability, unpredictable obstacles, and objects that deform, shift, and behave differently every time they are touched. This paradox has become the single most important fact about which jobs artificial intelligence takes over and which it does not. Document review, contract drafting, basic medical diagnosis, financial analysis, and code completion. The cognitive work that requires years of education and often pays 6 figures turns out to be relatively tractable for AI. Folding laundry in a stranger's house, repairing a leaking pipe behind a finished wall, calming a frightened toddler, or diagnosing a strange noise in an aging car, work that pays $25 an hour if you're lucky, turns out to be extraordinarily hard. Knowledge work happens in a controlled environment with structured inputs and a vast training corpus. The physical world is unstructured, variable, and full of one-off problems. Every job a plumber walks into is a new job. Every piece of fruit a farm worker picks is slightly different from the one before. Every elderly person a care worker assists has different needs, different physical limitations, and different preferences. The very qualities that make these jobs low-paid and low-status in the traditional labor market are the qualities that make them almost impossible to automate. The implications are already visible across the American economy. In agriculture, about 1/3 of fruit and vegetable crops are left unpicked due to labor shortages. The industry has poured billions into robotic harvesting systems, yet the results remain deeply uncertain. Intelligent fruit-picking robots face critical challenges including heavy dependence on large annotated datasets, sensitivity to illumination and foliage occlusion, limited generalization across fruit varieties, and the sheer difficulty of integrating perception, planning, and manipulation into reliable field-ready systems. A robot attempting to pick a cherry must twist it gently at the stem to avoid damaging the fruit, a motion that requires a level of dexterity and tactile feedback that remains beyond the reach of current hardware. One fruit farmer who ordered a custom harvesting robot from experts found that after 10 years, he still could not use it because the robot could not pick cherries properly in the field. In tomato greenhouses, where conditions are more controlled, autonomous harvesting robots are beginning to appear. But the broader pattern is clear. The easier the environment is to control, the more automation is possible. The more variable and unstructured the environment, the more human labor remains indispensable. In eldercare, the gap between promise and reality is even starker. Robots and artificial intelligence are frequently discussed as solutions to the coming care crisis, but they often fail in practice. Lifting robots designed to assist care workers have proven time-consuming, cumbersome to maneuver, and uncomfortable for many residents. One analysis of caregiving robots concluded that the technology design has fallen massively short of the complexity of caregiving activities. A care worker helping an elderly person dress, eat, or cope with confusion involves physical, social, and personal skills that current AI and robotics struggle to replicate affordably. The robots cannot improvise, empathize, or mobilize to a comparable degree to humans. They cannot read a person's mood, adjust their approach based on subtle cues, or provide the kind of emotional presence that makes care work meaningful. Even in Japan, a country that has invested more heavily in care robotics than almost any other, researchers acknowledge that they are still a long way from the vision of care robots feeding, grooming, and dressing elderly people. The technology remains expensive, available mainly to well-funded care homes or private users, and limited to basic tasks that require further upgrading. In hospitality, the same dynamics apply. Hotels are spending up to $100,000 per unit on delivery robots and artificial intelligence concierges, yet 60% of properties still run on infrastructure that cannot support them. The cost of maintaining these systems is high, and guests remain skeptical about the use of robots in high-touch services requiring empathy. A robot can deliver towels to a room. It cannot respond to a guest's complaint with genuine understanding, adapt to an unexpected request, or provide the kind of personalized service that distinguishes a good hotel from a mediocre one. The absence of culturally sensitive designs and the dehumanization of services remain significant barriers. The result of these technical limitations is what might be called an accidental wage shield. The jobs that are hardest to automate, agricultural work, care work, hospitality, food service, construction, maintenance, are precisely the jobs that have historically paid the least. They are the jobs that require physical dexterity, adaptability, mobility in unstructured environments, and human interaction. They are the jobs that involve deformable objects, diverse human behaviors, and safety-critical, contact-rich dynamics. They are the jobs that artificial intelligence cannot yet do and may not be able to do for a very long time. This does not mean these jobs are safe from all forms of automation. Repetitive, predictable tasks performed in controlled environments are increasingly being automated. But the core of these occupations, the parts that require human judgment, physical skill, and emotional intelligence, remain stubbornly resistant to replacement. The labor market data for 2026 reflects this reality. Across developed markets, blue-collar baseline salaries are rising at a materially faster clip than entry-level white-collar compensation. In operational roles, sustained double-digit year-over-year wage inflation is being driven by severe, decades-in-the-making skill shortages and intense infrastructure demand. Entry-level administrative, analytical, and digital support roles, by contrast, are experiencing wage stagnation. The supply of highly educated university graduates vastly outstrips the shrinking demand from AI-integrated corporations. The symbolic analyst who moves digital bits around a screen is being aggressively commoditized. The artisan and the technician who manipulate physical atoms are commanding unprecedented market leverage. A theory-driven automation exposure index based on Moravec's paradox, scoring 19,000 occupational tasks, found that management, STEM and sciences occupations show the highest exposure to automation, while maintenance, agriculture, and construction show the lowest. The positive relationship between wages and exposure challenges the traditional assumption that skill-biased technological change automatically benefits higher-wage workers. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projections tell a consistent story. Healthcare and social assistance is projected to have the largest job growth and be the fastest-growing industry sector, with an increase of 8.4% expected. Employment growth in this sector is driven primarily by the aging population and the growing prevalence of chronic conditions. Leisure and hospitality is projected to experience the fastest employment growth of all sectors. The two occupational groups projected to grow the fastest, healthcare support occupations and personal care and service occupations, have wages below the median for all occupations. In May of 2026, leisure and hospitality led all sectors, adding 70,000 jobs. Healthcare added 35,000 jobs, consistent with its average pace over the past year. From March of 2025 to March of 2026, healthcare and social assistance employment increased by 2.9%, or 680,500 jobs. Leisure and hospitality employment increased by 1.0%, or 176,000 jobs, over the same period. The fastest-growing occupations are the lowest-paying occupations. The jobs that are hardest to automate are the jobs that are growing the fastest. This is not a story about artificial intelligence destroying jobs. It is a story about artificial intelligence reordering the labor market in ways that defy conventional expectations. The assumption that automation would first affect lower-skilled, lower-paid roles has been turned on its head. Anthropic's March 2026 labor market impacts report pointed to a very different reality. Every 10 percentage point increase in a role's AI exposure is linked to a 0.6 percentage point decline in projected job growth through 2034. The highest exposure is in skilled roles like programming and finance, not low-wage jobs. White-collar workers are facing a wave of displacement that their blue-collar counterparts are largely avoiding. The trades face a different transition, augmentation, not replacement. A master electrician at 28 will likely have a more stable career than a marketing graduate of the same age. The implications for the structure of work are profound. Entry-level white-collar opportunities are shrinking as companies use artificial intelligence to automate the tasks that junior employees used to perform. The career ladders that once allowed graduates to enter a profession and work their way up are becoming narrower. Companies increasingly prefer candidates who already have experience and can supervise AI systems rather than learn on the job. Recent graduates are entering a labor market where employers can demand more experience for fewer positions, because the entry-level tasks that used to build that experience are now being done by machines. At the same time, the physical world jobs that are growing fastest offer lower wages, less prestige, and fewer benefits than the white-collar careers that previous generations were told to pursue. A young person looking at the labor market in 2026 is being told the opposite of what their parents were told. The prestigious path is no longer clearly the college degree leading to law, finance, consulting, or technology. The dwindling path is no longer clearly the trades. Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, mechanical repair, and construction, the industries that previous generations were told to escape, are now among the safest from automation. The economic logic behind this inversion is straightforward. Companies are not automating for the sake of automation. They are automating to reduce labor costs, increase revenue per employee, raise productivity, and protect operating margins. When an executive can replace a junior analyst with an artificial intelligence system that costs a fraction of the salary, they will do so. When that same executive cannot replace a plumber, a care worker, or a farm worker because the technology does not exist, they will continue to hire humans. The technology determines what is possible. Capital determines what is worth spending. Management decides how the technology is deployed. Workers experience the consequences through hiring, wages, workload, job security, and career opportunities. The consequence in 2026 is a labor market that is simultaneously creating millions of low-wage, hard-to-automate jobs and eliminating thousands of high-wage, easy-to-automate ones. The jobs that are growing are the jobs that pay the least. The jobs that are shrinking are the jobs that paid the most. The wage hierarchy of automation has inverted. This does not mean that physical world jobs are permanently safe. Robotics is advancing, though slowly. The La Home Challenge in 2026 showed that the best robots could still only fold clothes correctly about half the time. Sunday Robotics, a startup that raised $165 million earlier this year at a valuation of $1.15 billion, announced a home robot that it claims can fold laundry with a success rate of more than 99% in unfamiliar environments. But claims of 99% success in controlled tests are not the same as 99% reliability in the chaotic conditions of a real home. The home robot industry has long seen generalization, adapting to different layouts and objects in each home, as the biggest challenge for commercialization. Even if the technology improves, the cost remains prohibitive for most households. A $7,999 robot that can fold laundry is not going to replace a human worker in a hotel or a nursing home anytime soon. The economics do not work. The technology does not work reliably enough. The gap between what robots can do in a laboratory and what they can do in the real world remains vast. The broader lesson of Moravec's paradox is that the future of work is not a single story. It is a collection of different stories unfolding simultaneously across different occupations, different industries, and different parts of the economy. Some jobs are disappearing. Some jobs are never being created. Some jobs are being transformed by augmentation rather than replacement. Some workers are becoming more productive and more valuable. Some workers are being squeezed by automation that reduces the number of positions available. Some companies are using artificial intelligence to justify smaller teams. Some companies are discovering that the technology cannot yet replace the workers they expected it to replace. The one constant is that the structure of work is being reorganized around the capabilities and limitations of the machines. The machines are good at thinking. They are bad at doing. The consequence is a labor market that rewards physical skill and punishes cognitive routine, that elevates the trades and depresses the professions, that creates millions of low-wage jobs while eliminating thousands of high-wage ones. The jobs that evolution spent millions of years optimizing are the jobs that are safest. The jobs that humans invented in the last few centuries are the jobs that are most vulnerable.